All right, let's talk about one of the biggest questions blowing up the marketing and tech worlds right now. Can companies actually use artificial intelligence to create content that works? I mean, is this a real revolution, or is it all just hype? Let's dive in and find out.
Okay, just look at this chart for a second. The interest in AI isn't just growing, it's exploding. That almost vertical line you see, especially starting around 2022, that tells you everything you need to know about why this conversation is so urgent. This thing has jumped from being a nerdy tech topic to a major business tool, and literally everyone is scrambling to figure out how to use it right. So, to really get a handle on its role, let's start with the promise. What's the big idea? Well, the research we're digging into today doesn't frame AI as a replacement for people. Instead, it sees it as the ultimate co-pilot, a really, really powerful assistant that works right alongside human creators and marketers. So what makes this AI co-pilot so valuable? Why is everyone so excited? Well, when you look at the research, it all boils down to three huge advantages. Three key areas where AI can be a total game changer for how we make things. Let's break them down one by one. First up, hyper-personalization. And this one is huge. Just think about the insane amount of data we all create every day. Every click, every purchase, every share. AI can swim through that ocean of data, find the hidden patterns in our behavior, and then help create content that feels like it was written just for you. It's the difference between shouting one message to a crowd and having a personal conversation with every single customer. The second advantage is just raw, unbelievable efficiency. You know, a ton of the work in content creation can be, well, kind of boring and repetitive. AI can take over those tasks. It can brainstorm ideas, write first drafts, or knock out a dozen social media posts in the time it takes to make a cup of coffee. This isn't just about saving time and money. It's about freeing up the humans to focus on what they do best, big picture thinking, and coming up with truly original ideas. And finally, we have data-driven effectiveness. For a long time, marketing has been a bit of an art form, based on gut feelings and guesswork. Well, AI turns it into more of a science. It can analyze social media to see what people are actually talking about and how they feel, and it gives you solid data to back up your creative choices. It helps you answer the most important question of all. What does our audience really want to see? Okay, so we get the why. The advantages are pretty clear, but what about the how? How does a machine actually do all of this? Let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the process. Now, whoa, this looks pretty complex, right? But what you're seeing here is the full academic model for how this process works from start to finish. It shows how you start with inputs, like data and your goals. Then it flows through the AI generation, and you'll notice that really crucial box in the middle there, human review. That comes before you ever get to the final output. It's a detailed map, but we can actually boil this down to a much simpler four-step process. So here it is, broken down. Step 1. The AI analyzes a mountain of data. Step 2. It personalizes, generating drafts based on what it learned. But step 3 is by far the most important, human review. This is where a real person steps in to check the AI's work for quality, for tone, for ethics, for basic common sense. Only after a human gives it the green light does it move to the final step, creation. And that human review step, it's not just a suggestion. It's absolutely essential. Because let's be real, this technology is nowhere near perfect. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, but it comes with some serious risks and limitations. And that brings us to the real heart of the story, the necessary partnership between the human and the machine. This slide really says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you have the AI's strengths. It is unbeatable when it comes to speed, scale, and processing data. But look at the other side. Humans are still the undisputed champions of things like ethical judgment, genuine creativity, and understanding all the subtle cultural nuances that make us, well, human. You just can't program wisdom. The research we're looking at puts this very bluntly. The danger with AI is that its decisions can look so reliable because they're backed by numbers and data. But that can trick us into trusting illogical or even prejudiced outputs. It's a huge trap, assuming that just because a computer said it, it must be objective. And get this, there's a fascinating study that gets right to the heart of this. Researchers showed people different pieces of art. When they told people a human created a piece, they consistently liked it more than the exact same artwork they were told was made by an AI. There's just an inherent, special value we place on human creativity. So, the bottom line from all the research is crystal clear. Right now, AI is simply not mature enough to fly the plane by itself.
To make sure the content we're creating is effective, relevant, and morally sound, human surveillance, human involvement, is absolutely essential.
So, after all that, where do we land? When you weigh the incredible promise of AI against its very real perils, a clear answer starts to take shape. The future isn't about AI versus humans. It's about a powerful partnership. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? If you remember one thing, make it this. Think of AI as your co-pilot, not the autopilot. Its job is to enhance our creativity, to help us do more, not to replace us. The best and safest model is a true partnership. And that human review we talked about, it's not optional, it is non-negotiable.
And that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. Right now, we mostly see AI as a really smart tool, but as these systems get better and better, as they start to seem more and more creative on their own, where exactly do we draw the line between something that helps us create and something that is a creator itself? That's the question we're all going to have to answer very soon.